All right, here we go. Hey, it's Emmanuel Solomon. I'm coming to you from Locust Grove Barbershop, doing this different perspective here on my religion topic. Want to ask a couple questions. If y'all don't mind introducing yourself to my class member.
No problem. My name is D. Barber, here in Locust Grove. Been here for some time, have a perspective on life and willing to answer questions from my perspective.
I'm Howard Simpson. I'm the new ball here. I'm ready to answer those questions that you asked and give you our opinion about any religion that is there.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. Hey, you motherfuckers just speak up a little bit now.
Okay.
All right. My perspective is for religion. For me, growing up, I used to listen to Sunday school teachers, my pastors, and everything, and what they taught me as far as a religion basis. Now, from you growing up, what traditions do you follow? Growing up, coming up in the church and everything, or do you still follow those teachings nowadays?
I come up Baptist. I was raised up in the church. However, I haven't been in the church since I was probably like 11. I'm 27 now. I'm not saying that's a good thing to say. However, I do have an outlook on different things. As far as church, I was brought up in church to where, I be going to church, and what the pastor talk about, he talked about pretty much the same things. They were just pretty much repetitive info that was just, to me, was boring, and I just want to pepper me and I want to take a nap. That's how it was with me from church. Until, I got older and, things started coming to me to where I started questioning, that things I wouldn't get no solid answer or solution, which math is absolute answer. So, if there's something that's there, it should have a solution to where it comes from. So that's my outlook on things, Right now, I'm just a realist right now. As far as everything that's taking place and going on with me, when the questions that pop up in my head, I'm not afraid to ask them. That's just my outlook on things now.
My aspect of religion, my mother's side of the family was Catholic, and my grandmother was Baptist. So they said, well, which one is right? Because they did different things.
Right.
So I stopped going to church, and I started to read more. And the more I read, the more that I got more spiritual. And so as I got older, I started to learn that it's a part of God, is a part of myself. And then the older I got, the more knowledge I started getting different perspectives and started to read a little more. And now I started to realize that certain things happen there. I do believe in God, first of all. Some things that we don't understand, I started to learn that spiritually and the world is two different things. So we live in two different perspectives, two different aspects, but sometimes we don't realize it because we're thinking in that one perspective and not using both. So whichever one you feed the most, that's one going to survive. The spirit has to grow with the word of God. And what I do with the world, if I feed myself more with the world, my spirit it's not going to work properly.
My thing is, I know a lot of people go off things like as far as Bibles and they walks of life and far being like in church, and they try to get both of those to meet in the middle with their life. My thing is just more reality, so to speak, because there's a lot of things in the Bible, Now, I'm a believer of the Bible and everything. I believe in the God. However, there's some things in there that it's technicality, so to speak. I say that I don't understand it or interpret. And when I do read certain things in the Bible and when I see it, it comes to me as if like, am I reading this correct? Because it seems like this universe, it's not possible in this universe, but it's saying it in this book, So I get other insights from other people, and what's going on today and all that. Everybody's so modernized. Everybody's gonna kind of pretty much be on the same wavelength, so to speak. And I'm not, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I'm just not on the same wavelength. I just have questions that's not
When they
answered.
do the, like when Eric came in, where Eric said, okay, the prophesy means, they prophesied that these things shall happen. So most of the biggest thing for me being, is they title us African American. I don't know no descendants from Africa. So then you go to the scripture, and it start telling you in the Bible, it says in Deuteronomy, and it's written before this stuff happened. There's going to be a group of people, a nation of people that's going to be enslaved by another group of people and sent to a faraway land. That won't be us. That's my forefathers. So they say, how can I believe that? Because these are facts that has been told to you that you're a descendant from slaves.
Right.
So, well, if I'm a descendant from slaves, so we're the group of people that were sent from over.
We were sent to Africa.
We weren't sent to Africa. We were a part. We went through Africa when Moses took them out of Egypt. He went to it was Utopia at the time.
Right.
So when Moses led his people out of Egypt, he went to Ethiopia. So that's where the Ethiopians sold us the slave trade. And the Arab sold us because we kept being spread out. The Deuteronomy 28 is telling you about that this is going to happen. So it's kind of hard to not believe something that was written 3,000 years prior to it even happening, and then you see it today.
Man, my granddad.
So that means something had to be right in order for this to be concrete.
Let me share you. This is the examples. Granddaddy told me this, man. It's just an old example, but it's still, it's what's going on now. Like, I'm just telling you, like, all right, even though we up in times now, everybody, got a job and, can make, they got a way of life or a way of being, a livelihood, so to speak. Okay. My granddaddy said, you think you go get your prostitute, I'm like, yeah, I go get my prostitute. My dad, what you talking about? I go. If I wanted to do that, I could go do that. She's like, you really don't understand this thing. He said, how can you get a prostitute when you come off slave ship with no money? It was not there for you. A lot of these terms that are still used today was here from day one. That was here from day one. You just done became modernized along with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you can't purchase nothing because it's what
we went from a dog, then went to a citizen, then we got right to vote. You know what I'm saying? Then we went from a nigga to color, then we went to African American. We two nations into one. We the only race on the planet that's African and American. How can you be two in one? How can you be that? How can you be the slave and the slave owner at the same time? You feel me? African American. I'm the slave and the slave owner at the same time. That's questions I'm talking about. Stuff that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't need answers,
Yeah, that's like as you said, how your granddaddy told us that we came off. He said he ain't had no money when he got here.
When he got here.
So you can't buy nothing unless somebody gives you.
Right.
See, then it goes back in. The Bible says money is the root of all evil.
We only have liberty. We don't have freedom. Liberty is enough to think you free, but you still have to answer to somebody to do certain things.
That's law. And the thing we ain't doing, and the reason why we're going through it, like it's all written in the Bible. And see, that's why I said in there, the study so to be approved. So but like Eric always do, let me see what the scripture says. You go to scripture, ain't nothing they're gonna take you wrong.
Right.
You just gotta find the spirit, and then you gotta adapt your spirit around to the world around. And so if you live by the spirit, then you'll be fine. So what I've learned to do is try to feed my spirit a little more. So I won't do these things of the world and get caught up and have those different questions and not understand. Understanding is what God has. A man will get understanding when we become wise. When you try to get the wisdom, you have to study to show you approved. And he'll give you the answers. And see, once your spirit grows, you'll see in a different light. And what we do is, like the first thing, like we go back to the slaves and say, well, y'all ain't gonna read these books. Who's gonna read it to you? And every time somebody reads you something, we've been taught something until you find out and investigate yourself. There's so many different types of religions and separations, which I think is wrong. Because I do believe in God, as I say again. But Jesus Christ ain't never speaking no religion. He just told you the kingdom of God. But at 12 years old, he's sitting there talking to these scholars, and they was like, "How you know this?"
Yeah.
See, he was full spirit. What you need to know naturally in your spirit, that's what he was spirit. So he already knew it. And these scholars were looking at him, these ministers and Pearl, looking like, man, how these boys know all this stuff? They were taught there, he knew it because he walked in the spirit.
I feel like, man, you should question everything. I feel like you should question everything because
You want to find
you want to.
you want to find
If you really
the
think
answer.
about it, man, everything you've been taught, everything that you know, everything right now, you accepted it, whether you know it or not, subconsciously or consciously, you accept it. So your train of thought, the way your mind think about stuff, you have been trained and processed to think like this. So no question is a stupid question. Because if something don't make sense to you, why not question? Why just go with it and say, okay, yeah. It don't look right, but yeah, ain't nobody else saying that, so that's just me. I'm just the person that be like, hey, it ain't right, you know. I'm just that person. I see it, you know.
Yeah. So I guess my next question would be, how would you give somebody the insight? How would you try to convince them that what you just gave us? How would you try to convince that person to follow your beliefs and to make and ensure that everything they have questions about, that like that pamphlet that Howard gave me, said the truth about slavery. Now, it's on me to take this and read it for myself. But if somebody was coming off the street or whatever, you were trying to convince them, how would you do that? What steps would you take to convince them to say there is a God? That for this earth to be created, he did that.
I can't go out trying to convince somebody. They're just like,
But what if you have to, how would you do it? Like how you try to convince us that the world's flat.
Would you be able to do that? I mean, would you be able to sit down and have a conversation to let them know and elaborate?
yeah, I mean, if they wanted to know, then I could go and elaborate on it with supporting facts. That's my meaning of convincing somebody, because math doesn't lie. And in other words, we use that in our aspect of every life. I mean, you use that in everything. Question it. You know, if it's something they telling you, okay, yeah, it's this, and if something in your head say, hey, it just don't look right, but hey, it's right. You know,
You wouldn't tell them, all right, this is what I was taught, but this is what I know now. And so to convince that person, they really blind, they don't know nothing. Like how we,
right.
you know how we do.
I would present them with what I know and support my statement. I will be able to support my facts. I will be able to support it. That's all. It's all about support. I can tell you anything, but I need to have the right facts behind it to support that. I can't just tell you something.
Like
the only word, it'll be fluff.
Like how
you know
we
what I'm
grew
saying?
up. Boy, you go to church,
substance.
get your clothes on, you go to church right now.
Yeah.
You sitting there and like you said earlier, I just want to get your cane up on the stool.
Yeah, that's how, and because you forced. You forced. And then on top of that, I mean, even if you want to know the true knowledge, you have to be able to want it and be able to accept it, because a lot of knowledge, your mind, the way our mind is conditioned today, if you listen to it, it's like giving a baby table food and they ain't ready for it. They can't digest it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're giving them too much at once for their brain to, you know what I'm saying? It's too much. It's too much. Too heavy. It's too heavy for them. And it's like that because a lot of things, a lot of questions, like I could be mad because I can't fault nobody because I mean it would talk to me too. I can't fault my mom because it would talk to her, it would talk to the people. It's just yeah. So
that's wrong.
Yeah, that's wrong. But see now,
you do it because I had to do it,
and that's what we at today.
So you chose not to find out.
So nobody really learned.
And that's what we at today. That's what we at today. So once we ask a question that gets that has an absolute answer and the fact that's supported, and it goes against your whole moral upbringing, just that one question just shatters everything you done brought, so it fried your circuit. And that's hard for you to believe because now you're thinking everything was a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. It's just like that, and that's what we at. That's the problem. Folks ain't open. You accept some stuff somebody give you, but you won't go in and investigate and say, hey, this is true. You know what I'm saying?
It said in the Bible, study to show that you are approved. So you got to do your own research. And that don't mean just one book.
Oh yeah.
Now see, if there was only one book, everybody go to church and read their Bible, they should have graduated by now.
Right.
School should have been a whole long time ago. But they still going. They got people 60, 27 years old. School ain't over 20 years.
Everybody that gonna watch this video, man.
Thank you, praise.
Nah. Everybody that watch this video,
How you doing, brother?
they can look at somebody and tell, what's up, Mr. Big?
He doing the documentary.
See, the thing is,
He doing the documentary
Yeah,
action now.
the way I look at it is, if you don't read
He was here.
for yourself,
Class.
you won't get it. You won't understand. You know?
This is my way of finding out truth and a lot of things too. Everybody has the ability. When you talking to somebody in the first 4 sentences, if that much, you can tell if somebody truthful. You can tell if they're lying. That's the same thing with info that's presented to you. You can tell when something ain't right. Just question it. That's all it is. And that's how I go. That's why I say I'm a realist at things. You know, I can talk about it all day. It just, you know. It's just certain things I question. It just has me on mind. I'm just not shell to, you know, to anything somebody just gives me. You know what I mean? I can't just tell because everybody ain't on that same level. So you might know something that I don't know, but you so far at a different level, and you just tell me something. It's just like that don't make sense at all to me. And that's the same way.
Then one of the disciples asked Jesus, said, "Why do you speak different parables?" So to me, my opinion was he had a high learning, and then he spoke to them in parables too. See, the disciples got a different class teaching. Because if he spoke to them, the disciples in parables, then he would have never said, "Why do you speak different parables?" We get it, what you're saying, but when they had their teaching, it was high learning, and that's different perspective. Just like the deacon and the pastor will have two different levels of it. It's just like the school. And so some people can't grasp it, like I was saying earlier, like, in order to grasp anything that's godly, it has to be pure, but it's going to be spiritual.
Right.
See, a lot of times we try to take a understanding of the world.
Man, that's a lifestyle. That's a shit.
That question you said, somebody walking down the street, I was like,
Yeah.
I'll give him the book.
Yeah,
And you have to read.
For
You
itself.
got to read for yourself.
Yeah.
And then you have to do research, because like I said, I can tell you anything. Like I said about, you have to study, show that you
Well, anything else you want to share?
I mean, I'm
right there,
open to any
boy,
questions,
no.
man. I like talking about anything.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I'm just open to anything, you know.
Yeah,
Because I got questions, and the more you ask me questions, the more I ask questions, still sharper steel. You know, that's all I can say.
I see it. That's it.
Beautiful thing. Well, once again, like I said on the main Solomon, I want to appreciate y'all supporting me in this documentary.
Yes, sir, no problem. No problem. Anytime.
I look forward to doing more projects like this.
Yes, sir.
All right.